On the morning of April 22, 2025, as the Pahalgam Valley of Kashmir filled with the chirping of birds, the peaceful atmosphere was suddenly shattered by the sound of gunfire and explosions. Terrorists stormed innocent tourists, armed with automatic weapons and eyes burning with hatred. Within moments, the valley was drenched in blood, claiming the lives of 26 people, including some foreign nationals. This attack not only shook the land of Kashmir but sent tremors across the entire subcontinent. India has declared that this time, there will be no mere condemnation, this time, there will be retaliation. Diplomatic measures against Pakistan, such as halting water supply and cutting trade ties, seem to signal a broader preparation. Will India now cross the border again in response? Could this mark the beginning of a major India-Pakistan conflict? In today's video, we will analyze the background of the terrorist attack, the reactions it provoked, and how realistic the prospects of war are. Bizaran Valley in Anantnag district, located near Pahalgam, is a popular tourist destination known for its scenic beauty. It was on a serene morning here that a horrific massacre occurred. Armed terrorists suddenly opened indiscriminate fire on tourists with automatic rifles. Panic, screams, and rivers of blood flowed through the valley. The attack was claimed by the Resistance Front, TRF, a well-organized militant group believed to be linked with infamous Pakistan-based outfits like Lashkar-e-Taiba and Hizbul Mujahideen. TRF operates under a pseudonym and is highly active on social media. According to their statement, the attack was a response to the Indian government's efforts to alter Kashmir's demographic structure and to permanently settle outsiders in the region. To understand this violent episode, we must go back to August 5, 2019, when the Indian government made a historic and controversial move by abrogating Article 370 of the Constitution. This article granted Jammu and Kashmir special status and a degree of autonomy, setting it apart from other Indian states. With its removal, Jammu and Kashmir's statehood was revoked and split into two union territories, Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. The Indian government justified the move as essential for the region's development and integration with the national mainstream. However, separatist and armed groups in Kashmir viewed it as a conspiracy to erase the region's cultural and demographic identity. They accused the central government of conducting demographic engineering by settling non-locals in the region, thereby disrupting the Muslim majority structure. Since the abrogation, thousands of outsiders have moved into Kashmir, bought land, started businesses, and even secured government jobs. This has triggered frustration and resentment among locals, which militant groups have exploited in their propaganda. The TRF's recent attack seems to echo this narrative, claiming it as a protest against the destruction of Kashmir's culture, identity, and population structure. However, what they portray as protest is, in reality, a brutal and inhuman act of terrorism. This raises important questions. Were the government's decisions implemented in a sensitive and secure manner? Was there enough preparedness? On the diplomatic front, the attack has once again put India's stance on Kashmir under scrutiny internationally. Should the incident receive widespread media attention, India could face increased global pressure. In response to the attack, the Indian government reacted swiftly and firmly. Prime Minister Narendra Modi cut short his visit to Saudi Arabia and returned home, signaling the highest level of concern. In an emergency security meeting in New Delhi, he declared the incident not just a terrorist act but a direct war on India's national security. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh stated that those responsible and their supporters will pay a heavy price, and India will not remain silent. India's diplomatic strategy followed. A strongly worded protest note was sent to Islamabad, branding Pakistan as a state sponsor of terrorism. This marked a clear step toward mobilizing global opinion against Pakistan. The Foreign Ministry asserted that peaceful relations are not possible until Pakistan stops supporting terrorism. Additionally, India has revoked the long-standing Indus Waters Treaty with Pakistan. This treaty, signed in 1960 under World Bank mediation, divided water from 6 rivers between the two countries. With the suspension, Pakistan may lose access to waters from rivers like Indus, Jhelum, and Chenab, affecting millions who depend on them. Other measures include cancelling visa privileges for Pakistani nationals under the SAARC visa exemption scheme, shutting down border checkpoints like Atari Wagah, and expelling Pakistan's defense advisors from its High Commission in New Delhi. India is also recalling its own military advisors from Islamabad. The Indian Ministry of Commerce has announced a suspension of all trade with Pakistan. This has halted the flow of goods such as tea, medicine, and fruit across the border. Simultaneously, Indian security forces have launched a large-scale military operation across Kashmir, using local intelligence to target militant hideouts. Several suspects have been detained, and certain areas have been declared red zones with heightened surveillance. In response to India's direct accusation, Pakistan has issued a formal protest, calling the charges baseless and politically motivated. Pakistan's foreign ministry claims it has no involvement in the attack and accuses India of using the incident to deflect from its repressive policies in Kashmir. According to Islamabad, the violence is a result of the suppression of democratic rights in the region. International responses have been mixed. The US, France, Germany, and Japan have condemned the attack and expressed solidarity with India, calling for united action against terrorism. On the other hand, China and Turkey have taken neutral stances. China urged both countries to resolve issues through dialogue, while Turkey issued a similar statement. Though diplomatically favorable to Pakistan, India is unhappy with such positions. So how realistic is the possibility of war between India and Pakistan? Historically, the two nuclear powers have faced off before, during the 1999 Kargil War, the 2016 surgical strike after the Uri attack, and the 2019 Balakot airstrike after the Pulwama incident. These events show that military conflict is not unprecedented. However, analysts believe a full-scale war is unlikely at present, due to economic pressures, diplomatic complexities, and regional balance. Still, the threat isn't completely ruled out. India may pursue limited military actions like airstrikes, drone strikes, or surgical operations along the border. Pakistan may respond with troop deployments or increased border tensions. This evolving scenario is creating a new layer of uncertainty in South Asia, potentially impacting regional and global diplomacy. What do you think? Will India resort to direct military action, or try to manage the situation through diplomatic pressure? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to share this video so others can understand the significance of this critical issue. Thank you.